Assalamualaikum and good day to ladies and gentlemen. My name is Siti Nordin. I'm from Department of Chemical and Food Technology, Polytechnic Tun Syed Nasir Sheikh Ismail. Today I will be presenting about my research paper on effectiveness of training analysis of relationship between training knowledge transfer with individual and environmental factors in organization. Human capital development is crucial in generating labor productivity by investing to provide training for producing competence and highly skilled workforce. And effective training provides transfers of knowledge and save operating costs when the knowledge gained was successfully transferred from one employee to another. Training program can improve the performance and productivity of the organization and support organizational roles and strategies. Problem statement of the studies is training programs were often neglected for they were considered insignificant because they were said to be costly. The management fails to identify the key determinant will make this training knowledge transfer process fails or incomplete. When the employee fails to learn and adapt new skill and knowledge from training, it will cost the money. The objective of this study is to determine the relationship between the transfer of training knowledge with the following three factors, which are course content, higher officer support, and modification that indirectly impact the effectiveness of the training. The course content and higher officer support are considered as environmental factors, whereas the motivation is considered as individual factor. Significance of these studies is to contribute to some of the knowledge resources related to human resource management, especially the aspect of training effectiveness and training knowledge transfer. The optimal benefit in understanding the implementation of the training program is in relationship with the factor study so that all forms of weaknesses and risks that may occur during the training program process can be minimized. The literature review that related to the effectiveness of the training from the Kirkpatrick 1976 explained that training effectiveness can be measured based on the reaction, learning, attitude, and the impact. And then from the Alice 2005 explained the effectiveness of the training, not only the successful acquisitions of practical knowledge, but also the ability to transfer the knowledge effectively to the environment. And then related to the factors of the training effectiveness from the Baldwin and Ford 1988 explained the knowledge transfer was seen as a function of three factors: training characteristics, the design of trainings, and the work environment, including support by higher officer and opportunities to apply the materials learned. Okay, there are literature review that related to the three factors. For the first factors is course content from the Nanan et al. 2017 proof that workplace environment factors significantly influence the employee training transfer. And then Arsmi et al. 2015 said the course content and management support act as the predictive variables to the training transfers. And then for the higher officer support from the Urba Covid of 2021 proved that management support was strongly correlated with the effectiveness of training. Higher officer support has positively influenced the training effectiveness. This support by the other previous studies such Galowa 2005 and Baldwin and Ford 1988. And then the previous study that proof about the motivation factors is Ibrahim et al. 2020 found that motivation to learn during training has a significant positive relationship with the training effectiveness. The conceptual definition of the training is the Training is an organization effort designed to help employees and gain job-related competency. And when the continuous training is done, it is important in human resource development that can help the employee to adapt to the rapidly changing need to the task. Second, the conceptual definition for the training effectiveness. Effectiveness of the training designed to aim for teaching skills and behavior that help the organization achieve its goals, and it is the extent to which the training objective outlined are achieved with including the transfer of training knowledge into the organization. And then the conceptual definition for the individuals and environmental factors. First, the course content means the feeling the training intended by the employees compared to the actual scope of work. Second, support of higher officer means extent to which they emphasize the importance of attending training program and emphasize the application of training content to the job. And then the third, motivation was the result of internal or external processes of the individual, which enthusiasm and perseverance to pursue certain action and subsequent achieving the objective outlined. There are three hypotheses that are related to theoretical framework. The first hypothesis is course content has a significant relationship on the transfers of training knowledge. Second hypothesis, the higher officer support has a significant relationship on the training knowledge transfer. And then the third hypothesis is individual motivation as a significant relationship on the training knowledge transfer. The methodology. The sample of the studies collected from the 470 employees from the public and private sectors in Malaysia. A set of questionnaire as an instrument used the 7 Likert scale, which include the strongly disagree to the strongly agrees. And then the SPSS version 10.0 is used to determine the distribution of frequency and data on the demographics data of the respondent. And then the studies use the Smart PLS version 3.0 to determine the validity and reliability of the instrument and test the study hypothesis. The result of the study I will present about the respondent profile, and then 5 tests of validity and reliability analysis, which include the convergent and discriminant validity tests, second, values of factors weight and cross weights for different constructs, third, analysis discriminatory validity test, and fourth, variance inflation factor test, and last, test results on study hypothesis and predictive relevance Stone-Geiser test. First, the respondents profile from the total of 470 respondents. The highest percentage is 60% from the governments, and then for service group 73.8 from management, and then for the gender, the male is the highest percentage 41.9, and then for the age, the majority is 36 years old and above 40.2%. For marital status is the majority respondent are married 74%. The service range of the respondent is the majority is 6 to 10 years 29.4%, and then for their education qualification is degrees 69.6, 39.6, and then the frequencies of the attending course per year by the respondent, the majority is 1 to 3 times, which is 40.2%. Okay, table 2 shows the convergence and discriminant variety test result. The result shows the convergent variety criteria. Average variance extracted AVA value is more than 0.5. Discriminant validity criteria shows the construct diagonally is more than the correlation between the other constructs shown non-diagonally. This means the construct in this study has met the criteria proposed by the Fornells and Lackels 90 active. Table 3 shows the values of factors, weights, and cross weights for different constructs. The result shows the factor weighing values for each item was above 0.7. This means the item representing each construct has reached the set standards of validity and reliability analysis. And the result shows that each construct has the composite reliability values and the Cron-Bush alpha coefficient over the 0.7. This means the questionnaire questions used as the measure scales had high internal uniformity. Table 4 shows the discriminatory validity test result. The result shows the heterotrait mononitrates HT-MT values for each construct is less than the critical values of 0.85. This means that the study constructs had met the established discriminatory validity criteria. Table 5 shows variance inflation factor test. The result of the variance inflation factor VIF test between the independent variables, cost content, motivation, and higher officer support, and the independent variable, which is training transfers, as a value lower than the 5. This means the data of this study is free from the multi-collinearity problems, and the results of the constructor analysis prove that the constructs of this study meets the set standard of validity and reliability. A predictive relevant test using Stone-Geiser test shows the values of Q squares equal to 0.322. This means the findings of the Q square is over 0. This finding achieved the expected accuracy of the Smart PLS road model used in this study. Then the results on study hypothesis. The figure 1 shows the result of testing the research hypothesis. The result shows the value of the beta T is more than the 1.96. This means the higher cross weights of the models and the existence of the significant relationship between the independent and dependent variables, and the R squares, which means the R squares of the model was the 0.584, which means the inclusion of independent variables and into the Smart PLS root model had accounted for 58.4%, which of the change independent variables, which can be considered satisfactory. So the results, therefore the result prove that the hypothesis 1, hypothesis 2, and hypothesis 3 were supported. The conclusion of these studies: first, an effective cost content design has a positive and significant relationship on the training transfers. It is the main contributors in the process of training knowledge transfer within the organization. These findings support the studies conducted by the Nan-Chai-Price and Kiri 2017 and Nor Azmi et al. 2015. And then for the higher officer support as a positive and significant relationship with the transfer of training. The higher officer support have a crucial role in the training program conducted. So these findings were supported of the previous study that have been conducted by the Baldwin and Ford 1988, Galloway 2005, Levin Skybert's 1999, and Elegovan and Karakowski 1999. And then the last factors is motivation as a positive and significant relationship with the training transfer. Motivated individuals tends to transfer new knowledge gained as a result of the effectiveness of the training intended. This result is supported the studies that have been conducted by the Renta Davis et al. 2014, Tracy 2011, Chang and Ho 2001, and Extel 1997. Last but not least, the recommendation of the studies. First, provide opportunities for the employees to transfer the knowledge. And then second, the higher officer must first understand the content of the course that will be selected for the employees. And then the management need to identify suitable individual for the selected trainings. And fourth, the management should always use an appropriate action plan for each exercise conducted. And then fifth, necessary for the organization to manage training program more effectively to ensure the higher possible return of outcome. And then sixth, promote a culture of knowledge recognition. Thank you.